Alright, there we go. And we are here. Hello and welcome to the stream. I am your host, no matter what. How are y'all doing? Gonna wait a bit. You to get in here. Of course. Russia is trying to scare Poland by placing a couple thousand Wagner troops in Belarus. Meanwhile, this is the streets of Warsaw, looks like, right last night. I want to show this video because I think it's really... It's one of the times where I kind of want to hear the music. Oh. Yeah, you see, Russia is fucking with the wrong boys. This is fucking Poland. I mean, some small-time country. This is Poland. This is Warsaw. I don't know if this was from these days. I mean, listen, you know, but no matter what, it's a clear representation of just how fucking much Poland has. Are these obviously being observed systems here? Battery systems, how do you want to call it, right? Tanks. And now they're really moving the best. That's because they know something's about to go ahead, right? Hello, hello, Nana. Now this is, you know, the big boys rolling out here. I mean, if I was a Wagner seeing all this shit roll up to the fucking border, I'd shit my pants. You know? I hope the Wagner brought their poo-poo pants because it's about to get fucking stinky. You know? We got some German Leopards there. Russian, Polish main tank. I see a Polish flag right here, so you know it's in Poland. Yeah, Poland military day. How you doing, Nikki? How you doing, Long, Witchy, Ocean? How y'all doing? Oh. I don't think it's low. I think it's just because this video is going over right now. I mean, listen. That's what it's all about, right? That right there is what it's all about. That's why you don't fucking mess around. Poland. Okay? Don't mess around with Poland. Don't fuck with Poland. That's what I got. The next song is gonna be Don't Fuck with Poland. Rolling sound of freedom is rolling sound of we don't give a fuck. How you doing, Patty? No, that was some inspirational video there coming in from Poland here, Military Day or whatever you want to call it, right? Now, one of the things that, of course, we had the news of this radiation leak in the area around ZMPP. One of the other indications now is that all the sensors in the area around ZMPP, now the Russians already have turned the security systems off in many of the places, but we did have one system on, and I think it's this one right here, right? Now it used to be on, but now it's not on, which means none of these are on anymore, which means we can't get any accurate no radiation leak, such as radiation leakage in the area. No, not in area, but in at the plant itself. There was leakage into some of the other reactors, some into the cooling. Nothing serious. Obviously, we also have weirder scenarios now, which is even freaking me out even more, is that these guys have also been turned off. These guys right here. these guys right here, these ones right here, right, are the ones that are constantly uploading, radiation levels in the area, and they have been turned off as well. In fact, many of the ones that used to be in this area has been turned off, other than this one, who's now showing this 170, right? You know, but how are you doing, Desire? But supposedly there was some kind of leakage in the area, but not you know, outside of the plant. At least that's what we know of. But the security systems have turned off. What was that? Shh. Yeah, listen. I think we just heard an explosion here in the background. Boom, boom. And the dog started barking. Yeah, I think we heard an explosion here in the background. I'm not sure if that's where that was from, but we definitely just heard an explosion here in the background. Around, no idea, maybe Kramatorsk, Kharkiv, Donetsk, Zaporizhzhia, in this area. But yeah, that's my understanding of the situation in ZMVP. Water levels are supposedly, you know, safe, but that doesn't really matter if you have, you know, leakage in the area, you know. Yeah, they're being quite noisy. Now, right? That was an explosion there in the background. How do you keep going? There we go. They're all good. Well, Patty, the whole people like freaking out over the whole leakage of radiation into the water. Listen, that radiation that everybody's freaking out over has been told by many scientists and people who actually study this, right, who knows about this, and said it's safe. It's totally safe. Because that water and that, you know, leakage have been cleaned, rinsed. It's been storage, it's been properly made. This is not some third world country, this is Japan. They don't do this kind of stuff without knowing consequences. And they've told us multiple times that it's not going to put any risk. Meanwhile, China, next to them, have dumped 30 million tons of radioactive waste, or just waste in general, into the ocean. Now China's complaining about Japan dumping, you know, cleaned radioactive, well, not radioactive, it's actually very, 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 very low numbers. And in fact, it's been cleaned and cleaned, so it's very safe. In fact, they've even said that it might even add to minerals into the water, so it's really safe. So listen, this whole thing about them dumping radioactive water into the ocean, it's not true. It's some people trying to give us the whole narrative that we don't care about the Earth, right? But trust me, they have said themselves, Japan's scientists have said themselves, that this is not, you know, unsafe levels of radioactive water. This is safe, you know. Trust me, it's really not as bad as some people may make it seem, because you only get to read the headlines sometimes when it says Japan releases radioactive water, but you don't, you know, many don't read the article, and that's why we get some kind of that fear porn, you know. Exactly, Ocean. You know, China, who's complained about Japan doing this, you know, dumps millions of tons of radioactive waste, or waste in general. Agree to disagree? Well, Patty, what do you know about radioactive water? I mean, what? Sorry to be rude, but I'm just saying. I mean, this is what people have said. This is what Japan has said. This is what their scientists have said. You know, this is not just me spouting out being stupid here. This is scientists. This is radioactive, you know, people who work with radioactive, you know. Exactly, Michael. China doesn't care about shit about clean. Don't care two bits. Fukushima, I believe, is where that accident occurred. You know, looking into Japan at the moment, right? If you look at air quality, at Japan dumping the supposed tons of radioactive water, there's no difference. Absolutely no difference. Trust me, it's really. I'm not trying to be rude here, Patty. I'm really not. Trust me, it's really like. Look at Japan, just air quality rise, right? Look at Japan compared to the next door neighbor. You know? Japan, next door neighbor. You know? It's not, seriously, it's not that bad. People are just overreacting. Because that water that they're dumping into the ocean that is supposed to be radioactive is so minimal that it might even contribute to mineral in the ocean, which is actually good. So trust me, it's not bad. It's actually more healthy for Japan to dump it out. Well, something. I mean, listen. There are in Ottawa. There are floods. There are Hawaii was just hit by some wildfires. Germany, snow, flooding earlier this year. China flooding, volcanoes. When I say volcano, you also got to understand, you know, volcanoes in Iceland goes off every second year, so it's not a rarity to see volcanoes going off in you know Iceland. God damn it! This is for my tongue right there. Oh yeah. Listen, no matter what, guys, you know, I think you have to understand that it's not every, you know, this is Japan, okay? This is not some third world country. Japan is the most developed country in the world, and I don't believe that Japan, of all people, would dump unsafe radioactive water that wasn't cleaned or safe into the ocean. Of all people in the world, Japan would never do that. They are, you know, these people, and by the way, their nuclear power plants are one of the safest in the world. They make their things good, you know. Trust me, it's really. I mean, I'm serious about this. You know, they have a lot of discipline. They do the things right. I have a lot of trust when it comes to Japan because I know. Well, we have previous history, but nowadays, you know, they're very much a progressive country with a very high development rate, and yeah, they're not. You know, they're not very. Talking about China, right? Compared to Japan, I'd live in Japan every day. Well, exactly, Ocean. And by the way, this has been on the calendar for about a million years. Not legitimately, right? But it ever since 2011, you go maybe a year from 2011, 2012, they planned on dumping this. But they didn't do it then because they knew the levels of that water would be too unsafe. So they waited, and they've waited all the way up to until now to dump that water because they had to clean it, process it, make sure it was safe, and they waited all the way up until now. You know, so for me, you know, I'm not too worried about it. It's all right. The people who just wants to throw a hissy fit. Now, There was and has been stories about something going on in Niger. Of course, we already know what has happened in Niger, but Burkina Faso has granted approval for cereal export to Niger. Great stuff. Putin warns that the military intervention in Niger would lead to long-term conflict. You know, fucking. The rumor is spreading across African social media that the Russians supplied Niger with 2 SS-80 Satan or R-36 ballistic missiles to defend against invasion by ECOWAS. However, this video only shows tankers with driving water. Still, the belief is that the Russians are helping African nations to struggle for their sovereignty. Yeah. Of course they are. They do it every time. They do it every time. We will never. The BIS? Like, I mean, I talk about what I said. Like, the BIS is like short for the business. You know, it's the business. The BIS, short for business. Launchers a free group of shaded 135, 136, 131 attack UAVs, unmanned vehicle drones from the Promorsky Arctosk airfield were recorded. Shaded drones are reportedly flying from Promorsky air base towards southern Ukraine regions. Sorry, in Ukraine. Wowzers. Well, Patty, you're allowed to believe what you want to believe, but you know, I mean, who told you it was going to be unsafe? That's what I want to know. I mean, you're allowed to believe what you want to believe. I'm not going to stop you for believing that. You know, if you want to believe it's true, go ahead. You know, free will and all that. It's okay. Latvia joined the C. Oh, you're welcome, Lena. Latvia joined the G7 Declaration of Security Guarantee for Ukraine. This was reported by the Delphi with reference to press. Reference to press service of the Latvian Cabinet of Ministry. Latvia continues to support the destroyed infrastructure of Ukraine, which began in. Okay. Kind of a hard sentence there, but I think what they're talking about, which is weird for me, that they're always like, now they're saying, oh yeah, now we should want to support you. What do you mean now? It's been on for a year and a half, and now you're saying you want to support? Fuck off. Like, literally. Ukraine is turning red here as we're talking. This is probably about this UAV attack, supposedly these shaded drones coming in over. What's... Are you doing DV? Now, what's really weird about the whole scenario as to what's going on here, now, Ukraine is actually talking about the factor of some Western countries giving up on the support here in Ukraine. Now, they will support it that fall is going to be a very important time as some countries supposedly are continuing. What's going on in Orkland? What's going on there? This is the Ork camera. Or Donetsk. That's a car. They're arresting someone? What the fuck's going on? What that? I've not seen any of the pictures, and if I listen, if there is any pictures, I'll get them before anybody else, because the way she, you know, is literally watching that stream as we're talking. Like a fucking rainstorm of tweets coming in all of a sudden. Well, listen, we're gonna get those pictures eventually. The bridge is supposedly still closed, which is one thing, right? So they can't get onto the bridge and take the pictures. Although, what seems... Oh shit. Are we good? Okay. What seems weird to me... Oh. Oh, listen to this. Listen to that, guys. Listen. Boom, boom. Hear that? What was that? It's Kharkiv? Kramatorsk? Kharkiv? Somewhere in the area of Donetsk. Yeah, some explosions there. We'll swim there and take the pictures. I wouldn't want to do that. That water is icy cold. The Black Sea water. It's not really swimming conditions at the moment. Not only do you have Russian warships in the area, you also have to worry about some... I mean, you want to go there, all up to you. You go ahead, buddy. You do you. You do you. You do you. You know, you do you. Go ahead, buddy. Go ahead. Yeah, we got air raids in the back here. You have no life out. Ridiculous. Oh, of course you have a life. You got children. Oh yeah, now I see what you're saying. You got children, right? Got no life, right? Oh, I get it. No, that's terrible. That's a terrible thing to say. But am I wrong? No. Yes. No. Yes. No. Maybe a little bit. Somewhat. No. Cops, yeah, I don't know why the fuck they had their blink lights on while standing still at a light, or not a light, at a shop. You know, so seems like a waste of light time there, doesn't it? Wow. It also has come out, you know, the whole the explosions at Sapcam. You saw it on this one. Why does it keep going? This one. When you see it. Just got everybody watching for pictures. It was this one or that one? Which one was it? Oh, you sent it on Twitter? Fair enough. Yeah, you gotta start doing that, because this like whole thing and forward back of me looking for it just takes time. Always does take time. Just do it. Oh, can't show that. Why Belarus may be funding Wagner? Because Putin told him so. UN, useless nincompoops. That sounds like a good name for the UN, doesn't it? Criminal justice course. We can tell everybody that you shouldn't do it. But we don't. But nobody cares. We can tell the US they shouldn't invade another country. But the US doesn't care. But we told them not to, so we did our job. We told Russia not to invade another country. So, you know, we did our job. Fucking ridiculous. Why do we have the UN as a sort of, what, peacekeeping source? No. Possibly. No, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. We got Forte 12 in the Black Sea. Actually, a funny position it's in today. The weird thing about it seems that it's keeping an eye on maybe ships here, or I see it over here though. Usually it's in this position, but kind of closer over here. Here, you have no life out. Yeah, we got air raids in the back here. You have no life out. Yeah, we got air raids in the back here. Oh yeah, you're right. Oh, back there. Oh yeah. Yeah, we got air raids. Fucking listening to myself here. Look at this. So, oh, what? Can I not? I gotta hit into messages. I gotta go into this one. I gotta go into that one, and I gotta go. You have no. So, thanks, Stevie. So yeah. Air raids in the back here. Oh, thank God that Twitter works every single time. No, how great is Twitter, guys? Look at this, full screen. No, we can't do that. No, okay, great stuff. Can't do that. Full screen? Are you kidding me? Ridiculous. Air raids in the back here. You have no life. There we go. Yeah, we got air raids in the back. Air raids in the back here. You have no life. There we go. You have no life. All right. So look here. Yeah, that's definitely an explosion. That was not lighting. Back here. You have. Thank you very much. Air raids. Yeah. That might have been that shaded drones right there. All right. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We got Forte 10 in this weird area. And keeping an eye on maritime control here. And I'm going to check out the maritime traffic. Why? Because I can. Nobody can stop me. Done? You done? What do you mean, DV? Oh, no problem. Done. I'm done. Because there is with no ships. Yeah, sure will. Which, I mean, the reason as to why I think we have no pictures at the moment is because of the bridge being closed and because it's the Russian bridge, right? I mean, the Russians are quite notorious for trying to keep things, secret. And why would they keep trying to keep things secret? I don't know. Maybe. The U.S. kind of tired. Oh yeah, it's really tired actually. There's like zero. Even though it's a Saturday, right? I mean, even though it's a Saturday. Oh, yeah, okay, Diva. I thought you said like I'm done, done, like done. Like even though it's a Saturday. Sorry, it's not a Saturday, guys. It's a Sunday. Even though it's a Sunday, right? It's very low on air traffic. I mean, when you see all the ones go off, I mean, on Flight Trader it's quite close. We go on 88 speed, usually a lot more on 88 speed. But yeah, even though it's Sunday, Sunday we usually don't see a lot of air traffic, but it certainly is a bit higher than what we're seeing today. But if there's nothing going on and no drills, then it seems weird to me that they wouldn't have any drills whatsoever. I mean, they usually run drills every day, doesn't they? It doesn't. Well, I don't know about every day, but they usually do it quite a bit, don't they? We don't have any special planes. I mean, the weird thing about this is right now that I cannot see one special plane. What I mean by special plane is I can't see any, planes that would be like a P-8 or I see tankers. I see a Black Hawk. Multiple choppers, actually. Yeah, I see a lot of Black Hawks. And there's absolutely no planes over Alaska whatsoever. And no planes in the Pacific. It certainly seems a bit weird. Because usually that we see one or two, especially over Hawaii. There's no planes over Hawaii. Are there still wildfires in Hawaii, or have they Is that done? Because there's no, if there's still wildfires there, they might not have it turned on, right? A day later, the Kerch Strait Bridge is still closed to traffic. Russia says that the bridge is just taking a Sunday taking Sunday as a rest day, and there's absolutely no damage what was done by yesterday's missiles attack. Right. So, you know, your bridge is just taking a nap. Is what the Russians are now saying. That the bridge is taking a fucking nap. It's a P8 in the Black Sea. Well, that seems quite believable. We got a Forte and a P8. What we got over here? A Russian Tupolev. That's a passenger plane, right? Yeah. Well, no, it's a cargo plane. Sorry. It's a cargo plane. We got a Russian plane that took off from guess where, and I know it took off from China because I know I saw it in China yesterday. I saw this fucking thing. My bad. The exact same plane. I can't know if it's the exact same plane, but it looks like the exact same plane. I saw it take off from China, and I saw it yesterday. It landed here, and now it's there. Either they're trying to cover it up, or they're trying to do something. Either the Chinese are supplying it or not. The Chinese are fucking lying to our faces as well. That a fire flared up on Maui again. Oh, okay. That's probably why we don't see any planes in the area. It's probably too dangerous to fly any planes at the moment in Hawaii. Probably trying to keep it out of there. Yeah, so that's probably a dangerous area. But the Chinese are continuously saying, like, oh, we, you know, have no intentions of doing anything. You know, we don't support Russia, or so we don't support this war. We don't blah blah blah. We don't have that. We don't have that. We haven't done that. You know, they're lying to the fucking teeth. You know. Like, you ask the Chinese if they're dumping, you know, waste into the water, and they'll tell you no because the Russians aren't. You know why? Because the Russians do something, the Chinese do something, right? This is a bad sign for Taiwan if, you know, Russia gets its way. It's a bad sign for Taiwan. If the West gives up on on Ukraine, it's going to be a bad time for Taiwan eventually. Inevitably, we're going to end up in a fucking war no matter fucking what. Fire map looks good for the area. Let's search it up. I mean, maybe they got pictures as well. See if there's anything going on. I think the fires have backed off a lot. Okay, so they make the fires back off. Is what you're saying? What did they do? What did they do? Punch them a lot? It's hilarious. That was hilarious. What do they do? Punch them? Could have been small. Well, first of all, this guy is now saying disturbance, new footage from Maui, fires show what allegedly happened. Now, it does get a little bit fun here, doesn't it? So supposedly, this is what happened in Maui. A laser beam from space or somewhere just attacked Maui. Look at that. That's certainly not a SpaceX, and it certainly looks a bit hard to recopy there, but what the fuck even is that? It doesn't look like a street in Maui. I just want to point out that this does not look like a fucking street in Maui, because I don't think this is in Maui, but at the same time, I think that right there is a fucking missile or something. Or something hidden. Well, it looks certainly big, but it... You know, I don't think this is in Maui. Look around. You know, it doesn't look like it's what a Maui territory, does it? Exactly look like a Maui territory. And by the way, he's saying this is the cause of the fires. But to me, it doesn't look like there's any fires left after that one. After a supposed fire beam from space. Wow. You know? Wow. But it, Laser beam hits the earth.
А там машина, наверное, стоит. Может, просто вы...
It's so weird. I mean, it's really well made, I will say. I will give him the benefit of the doubt here. It's really well made. Look at it.
А там машина, наверное, стоит.
Wait, I'm not even clicking.
Может, просто вы...
I'm not even fucking clicking. Why is it stopping? Stop stopping. What are you doing? It's really well made. I mean,
А там машина, наверное, стоит. Может, просто вы...
look at that. It's really well made. No matter what that fucking shit is, right? I mean, it's really impressive. Yeah, it got hit yesterday, Deception. We're still waiting on some pictures to come in. This whole thing about fucking laser beams being hit, you know. And by the way, the person in the fucking video is talking... He's not even talking Hawaiian. I mean, listen, you could be on holiday, right?
Today we're going to give a little update on the Hawaiian fires. Now I want you to look at this footage. Certain things how they had in Maui a smart city conference to turn Maui into an entire smart island, changing everything to electric, renewables, solar panels, and AI to govern the island. It's almost like they're resetting something to start rebuilding for this in which they're trying to push.
Alright, so this guy right here is now saying that the wildfires in Maui and in Hawaii was caused because they're trying to reset Hawaii so they can push forward their referenda.
The media is lying and or covering up the extent of the damage and the death count. I personally know people that are telling me the death and destruction is way worse than we're being told. I am witnessing the cover-up by the media firsthand.
Right. Hey. So it's not possible that there was any wildfires in a volcanic island. You know. It's not possible that there was any wildfires. There are some pics. Yeah, well, there's no pics of the bridge. Deception. That's what we're looking at. We know that there's pictures of it being blown up, but there's supposedly no bridge pictures. Is the bridge attacked again? Well, it was attacked yesterday, Justin. Here you have it. I mean, if anybody didn't catch on yesterday of what happened here, this is from yesterday. They counted about 8 fires supposedly being at the bridge. Now that one back there and that one right there doesn't look like it's on the bridge. Neither does that one. Although I will say all of these ones look like they are on the bridge. I've taken a look at these. They don't exactly look like they're on the bridge, and I will agree on that. But all these ones in the middle of the ocean, you know, creating this kind of fire, it's got to have hit something, and I believe it hit the bridge. That one definitely hit the bridge. And look at that. It's quite big, you know. You call me a loser, Andres? Please don't question him. Just get rid of him. The bridge is shut down, yeah.
Кто едет на мост, запасайтесь. Всех вернули назад.
Yes, guys, we are preparing. Yes, guys, we are preparing a bridge, red carpet for all Russian traveling over Crimea Bridge. Yes, so you will have to stay here for about 10 weeks, and then we will have your red carpet bridge experience right at your doorstep. Yes, it's going to be so great, and you'll never see anything better. 10 weeks to a year, you're gonna have to wait. 10 years, 10 days, 10 weeks, 10 months, a year, probably. I hope you brought a lot of food, because we cannot supply you any food. We do not have access to anything anymore. Because, you know, one road heading in Moscow looks close. Well, Putin is out traveling. It's Putin. Mr. Putin. Are you out traveling, my friend? Mr. Putin, what are you? And where have you gone, my friend? Oh, shit, sorry. How you doing, sick? Where have you gone, my friend? Perhaps he's out for travel. What? Oh. I wish someone would tell Elon Musk that just because you're rich doesn't make you a fucking political genius, right? You shut the fuck up about these peace referendums. We need to have peace in our country, in Ukraine, yeah. If he was in the arms weaponry, which, he's been for a while, I believe he's probably profiting off the Russians for something, right? And that's why I believe probably he had a lot of money riding on the factor of using Russians for something, right? So the factor is he's now trying to re-expand for himself, trying to cover it up, saying, oh, it's for Ukraine. No more suffering. That's a fucking bullshit. Just because you got a lot of money doesn't make you a fucking, you're selling his cars, yeah. You got a lot of money does not make you a genius or a fucking, geopolitical genius. And all of a sudden, yeah, he might be smart. He might be a genius, but he's not a fucking geopolitical genius, right? Tu-22M3 in the waters of Sea of Azov was recorded. There is a threat to use cruise missiles. It's reported in the Air Force of the Armed Forces of Ukraine. Alright. Sea of Azov was recorded. Right. I don't get why they sometimes, when they put out these things right here, they then put this one guy in like a picture. It's really an unfortunate picture to take of a guy. He doesn't look ready. It's kind of like the factor is they told him to smile, but the time they told him to smile was after they took the picture. He looks very serious. I'll give him that. The man looks very serious. A Sea of Azov, and a Sea of Azov, you don't know where that is, of course. I'll show you real quick, because everybody see, oh, where's that? I have no idea where that is. I think he might be a Ukrainian special or something. This is the Sea of Azov, or Azov, or whatever the fuck it's called. This right here. This area right here. This is the, on the other side of Crimea here. He's probably some kind of, maybe a Ukrainian intelligence officer, in the Air Force, maybe a general, a officer, something. Maybe he's a politician, maybe he's a leader, maybe he's something. I don't fucking know. Probably weird people live in their own world, yeah. It's as if making a video on Twitter talking about how sad you are about the war in Ukraine is gonna make the things better. You know, you got like this, like people with celebrities who go around, you know, parading around on Twitter, you know, crying, saying, "This is so sad, guys. This is so sad." You know, subscribe to my YouTube channel. You know, pooping in more. Oh, popping. I thought you said he's been pooping in more. I was like, Jesus, what? Been pooping? He's been pooping in more and more videos. I don't know. I don't like him. We got 2 Russian cargo planes up at the moment. We got one quite close. Well, I wouldn't say close to each other, actually. They're quite far between. One near St. Petersburg and one near Moscow. This Forte 12 is taking a weird route today. It's really taking a weird. What the fuck is it doing? What is it doing? What's it down there? You know. And also them giving you political advice on how to fix your fucking country. You know, those people, by the way, a lot of them not even from America. Some of them who's come to your country, right? They live in your country. They live off a factor of being in movies, which are getting gradually fucking worse. Like Gal Gadot, which is one of those people always talking about, right? Or The Rock, I mean, The Rock, I respect The Rock. I like The Rock, and I like him a lot, actually. I really like him. Kevin Hart, I like him a lot. There's a lot of actors, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of actors I really like, and I genuinely like them for being a nice person. Then there's a lot of other actors that just get jobs because they look good, you know? Waiting for orc ships to board ship. What? Well, they're near Turkey, so I don't know about that, Ocean. I just don't know what you mean about it. What do you mean? I don't know. Doesn't matter. Fuck it. Oh. We do actually have what happened yesterday at the bridge. You talking about? Oh, they boarded a Russian ship in that area? Did they? I didn't know that. But this is supposedly what happened here in near the Kerch Strait Bridge. This is the Ukrainian giant. Don't fuck with the Ukraine, right? That's the motto. He already boarded a Russian ship. I didn't know they did that. Arnold Schwarzenegger said he'd absolutely run for president in 2044. How can he run for president? He's not even fucking American. He was born in Switzerland. Was he? He was. What? He's born in Austria. What do you mean he wants to run for president? He can't be fucking president. He don't run for president. He's not even fucking American. You have to be born in America to run for America. You can't just live there for a while, you know, and then you can't run. You can't just live there for a while and then say I'm American. It's kind of like people coming to Denmark, you know, for a year and then saying, I've been living here for a year. I can run for president. No, what? Got a splash of water. He had a U.S. citizenship, but he wasn't born he wasn't born in USA. As far as the Constitution goes, You have to be born. The place you born in has to be the U.S. That's the ideology. He was governor of California. I mean, he was a governor, which, you know, I don't even know if he did a good job. I mean, look at California. I don't think he did a good job. What happened doing it, you know? I think he's a Kennedy because he married one. Jesus, it's Kennedy. Well, because you're Kennedy, that makes you able to run the American. You know. Oh, I was born into the Kennedy family, and I was like really rich all my life. So I mean, I can run for president totally because I'm Kennedy. You know, we all have that, you know, president blood inside of us. Yeah. No, it doesn't work like that. Yeah, I just don't get the factor is you have to be born in the U.S. That's what the Constitution says. I mean, I'm not even fucking American. I don't know what the Constitution says. You can't run for president as somebody who's not born in America. I mean, listen, you know, if you're he ran for governor, I don't exactly know how much he did. People liked him because, you know, he was Arnold Schwarzenegger, right? And we have a P8 just outside Sicily. Sicily. Oh, fucking Sicily. Why didn't I name things we can't pronounce? Sicily. I'll say Sicily. Yeah, in Italy. Near Italy. In the Mediterranean. In the fucking Christ. Mediterranean. There we go. Yep. Mediterranean. Oh. I see. Well, you know, I don't think he's gonna win, though. I doubt the fact that he's gonna win. If he wins, it goes against literally the first American rule, which is you have to be born in America to lead America. I mean, it's a very simple fucking rule. 325 million other people, right? Or however many people live in the U.S. You know, at least one of them will make a great president. And then then somebody who's not even American wants to you know, run for it. It's weird. It does have a weird fight path right now. I don't know why I did that. I know I looped down towards Turkey there for a second. No idea why I did that. Trying to spell something? Fair enough. Hey. Think it's getting jammed. He's getting jammed. Oh, because of the flight path? Yeah. I mean, it does have a weird flight pattern right now. Like it's jammed every minute in the area. Probably just flight trader being annoying asshole. Whatever. Well, not whatever, right? But you get what I'm saying. Damage to residential building in Belgorod after loud explosion. Belgorod being in Russia. So Ukraine has hit a residential building in Russia. Or not. Or the Russians have some kind of revolt, you know? Listen, every single day there's something weird going on in Russia nowadays, and I think they got nothing under control anymore. You know, they got nothing under control. Yeah, I mean, either way, either it's flight trader not doing a great job, which is done before, or yeah, it's getting jammed by someone trying to do something. Probably Russia, right? I mean, I can't. Yeah, actionable intelligence is one of the hardest things to get right, and you don't exactly know if it's happening or not. But we'll keep an eye on it. Mick Jetfire just crashed at Michigan Air Show? Really? Mick. Oh shit. My bad. Forgot. Oh shit. No, not that one. Keep forgetting I had it on. I was had it on yesterday. I was sleeping. One of the original mechs, I think. Got a big ass truck coming by there. You don't know about people on the ground? Well, I should inject it. Well, I mean, if it crashed, oh, it crashed into the ground. When I don't see anything about it. I literally don't see anything about it. What's that? At least 4 people were killed and 3 others in a house. Oh, that's right. House explosion in Saturday in Plum. in Plum, a suburb in Pittsburgh. There was a big ass house explosion for some fucking reason. I don't know why, but it just happened. There was like this like big fucking house explosion just went off in well, no, that's that's Maui. It looks a bit the same. Not bad. But yeah, big fucking thing. How you doing, Baltimore? Spidey, how you doing? Baltimore, Baltimore, fucking mother, gamer. Well, you leaving? You're leaving tomorrow, gamer. Right? Like you're leaving? You're leaving for Germany, Poland, Germany, Poland, Baltic, somewhere. It's Poland. It's Poland, right? Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, thank you, Ocean. Yeah. You're leaving tomorrow, right, gamer? Going for, Poland. If I yeah. I forgot. Could have forgot. Oh, Friday. Wait. So not Monday. So on Friday. Okay, I just thought you said next week. When last week, I thought you said next week last week. But I thought you said Monday. All right, fair enough. So you're leaving on Friday. This week. Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, I'm doing a bit of a military thing myself tomorrow. Apparently, alright, let's check it out. It does seem to me that the levels of fires going on in Canada has leveled out. I mean, it doesn't appear to be that bad anymore, at least not right now. Right? Good God. Are we, This just turned back on. Turned off and then turned back on immediately. Yeah, that thing turned back off, back on. Apparently there's multiple amounts of attacks going on here today. Multiple amount of attacks going on today alone. I mean, today alone here we're seeing about 4 attacks, or heard about 4 explosions, or 2, or however long that was, just alone here the past 1 hour. And across that we've also seen the areas turning red here, so some kind of UAV attack in multiple areas now, just today alone, which maybe the Russians are now going for a full retaliation for what happened yesterday at the Rich. We haven't seen any pictures of what happened yesterday at the bridge, but we have known the ZMPP power is supposedly back on, although the or that's at least what I heard, or maybe they're still on backup power. At least what I heard is that the situation, at least the plant itself, with the water cooling and everything like that, was in order. Although there has been reports, and this from many sources, talking about a possible damage in reactor 4, causing a leakage in the not outside of the plant, but inside one of the coolant plants, and causing some kind of radioactive event there, some kind of leak that hasn't gone out into the environment, but Russians have just turned off many security systems and radiation monitors alongside the one that was left. There's one radiation monitor left that has just been turned off, and some of them, which used to be in the area, these two right here used to be in the area, they're not on anymore. That one right there used to be on, it's not on anymore. So either there's something really sketchy going on, or the power is not sufficient, or something, or it went off, or, yeah. Yeah. Won't let us clear the old and dying shrub trees out. Are you talking about the wildfires? Ocean? No, it has power on. Yeah, that's also what I heard, TV, that there was power. You talk about your iodine? Yeah, whatever. Those radiation pills, whatever you want to fucking call it. Yeah, sure, you can take them with you, but won't make much difference. That's not to be rude or anything, but it protects your thyroid glands, your thyroids, right? And yeah, it does protect, but yeah, take it with you. That's probably a good idea. Some of the wildfires? Oh. Yeah, it seems to me that what people don't get is that when you take down a tree, it's because we're trying to, those timbers, timber which is sustainable. Take down one tree, you're able to replant that tree, and it's going to grow again. You replant those trees. Now, it's going to take a while for them to grow back again, but you take down some areas, you replant, and it's going to go back. People sometimes don't seem to get that. Timber is a very sustainable material. You can grow timber. Can't grow concrete. You can grow timber. But of course, the way of processing it has many carbon emissions. But yeah. Also, another thing. Now, I'm not afraid to say what I think. Fuck Greta Thunberg. Okay? She's a young teenager who doesn't know what the fuck she's talking about. She basically hasn't gone to school. She doesn't have an education in it. She doesn't know anything about climate. All she knows that her precious little planet is dying and she needs to talk about it. All she's really done is nothing. She's done absolutely fucking nothing. She's gone around parading around, gone on private trips and holidays and all kinds of things, right? Gotten really rich off it, but the factor is, what the fuck does she know about climate change? I'm just asking, okay? Head fed. Tool person. Yeah. I'm going for a bit, making dinner. Fair enough, would you? Yeah, buffet. Nice. Well, I wish you luck, gamer. You're here in protecting the country I live in, so respect you very much. Very, protect yourself. I may I may get a tweet like Denmark has sent soldiers to Poland, and then we're just gonna get like a tweet coming up of you walking the streets. I'll see that. I'll see you. She needs a man to calm down. I don't know. I don't know about that, but yeah. I mean, sure. But the whole thing is, I mean, I'm all for the factor of having a more sustainable planet that uses more sustainable energy and doesn't use fossil energy. You know, the factor is, yeah, we are using fossil energy, and yes, there in facto is, you know, a real cost to the environment when we're using fossil fuel like oil, you know, and other things that aren't sustainable. And I would very much wish for a sustainable environment, but already Denmark alone is using 40% of its power is coming from sustainable sources, you know, windmills, and you know, so I think the air I breathe, I want it to be clean, but it has nothing to do with the factor of the whole West changing its way of living, because we are the ones actually making strides towards a greener Earth. You know, our places, our countries are the most cleanest. You know, we look around in the rest of the world, and she never talks about China, Russia. She never talks about those guys. She doesn't care about those guys because she thinks it does. She asks her, how dare we? How dare we what? How dare Denmark be the cleanest country in the world, the most environmentally friendly country in the world? We're in the fucking West. She says, how dare the West? Denmark's in the West. We are the most sustainable, environmentally friendly country in the whole fucking world. 40% of our power comes from sustainable energy. We can't get much better. Eventually, it's gonna be 100%. Trust me. You know, it's saying, you know, this whole ideology behind the factor of, you know, how dare we? Let's be honest. You know, the countries that need to change their ways is China and Russia and some of them, you know, India, for example, as well. They need to make strive towards the greener planet. And the factor is, you know, their energy is not sustainable. Make an oil in a coal factory every fucking 20 seconds. You know? They're responsible for a massive amount of the pollution. I think it's close to 30% of what comes out of China is close to what is close to the amount of what they are causing. I mean, the U.S. alone, guys, and I'm not gonna exclude the U.S. here, guys. The U.S. are also a big polluter, so-called, but the U.S. in its own ways are also making strive towards it, and it's becoming a very environmental friendly country with all its people pushing for the environmental codes. You know, I mean, the factor is, I want my children and the future generation to grow up in a world where they can breathe the air. That's what I want. I want what she's saying. Greta Thunberg is saying, I want it. I want a cleaner world where you can breathe. But I don't need a country in where we're so hyper focused on the environment that we forget about other things going on at the same time. There's other things going on, real world life things, you know. So we have to sometimes forget about the reality of it and understand that we are already making many strides. And she actually wants to make a difference. She needs to go to China or talk to some of the Middle Eastern countries, you know, or Saudi Arabia or India or in Africa, you know. Well, you know, Egypt, Morocco, China, India, again, Pakistan, Russia. All these other countries, you know, very environmentally friendly. Brazil needs to be talked to as well. Doesn't do that. Just saying. You might get a Russian in your sight? Yeah. Hey, do me a favor, Bally. If you do get a Russian in sight, you know, do me a favor. Give him a handful. You know, what favor? Explosion has been heard in the temporarily occupied Mariupol. Local channels report we are awaiting official information from Flash News here. Very official reporter here. So yeah, I mean there's still stuff going on. I don't know if you saw, you were not here, Baltimore, yeah, Viking style, but I'll show you the video of the guys that you're gonna be hanging out with, gamer. Look at this. Yeah, this right here. Did I get the bad version, or is it just not loading? This is the same one I saw before, wasn't it? Bad quality. One second, I gotta reload it because I wanna get the good quality. It's not really going into good quality. Here you go. Now these are gonna be your friends. These are your friends right here. This is the Polish. Now I'll tell you one thing, you don't fuck with the Polish. Okay? I'm telling you for many fucking years. I've been saying for a while. Don't fuck with the Polish. Okay? They bought everything. Everything you can fucking imagine that anybody can buy, they fucking bought it. Okay? Big artillery guns, toys. This isn't Warsaw, by the way. This is Polish. Okay? That's some playground, middle school fucking bully. This is the real big boys, okay? Hardcore motherfuckers. That's what they are. Now tell me what. You look at this and you think, if I was a Wagner, I'd be shitting my fucking pants. So I hope the Wagner brought their brown pants. It's about to get stinky. I'll say it again. Yeah, exactly, TV. It's weird. You know, a lot of data scraping. I'll check it out with you. German Leopards, main battle tank of the Polish army. They also got some Abrams in there, I think. I think there's some Abrams in the area as well that the Polish also bought. I mean, the Polish bought, you know, IFVs, ICBMs, anything you could think. Artillery systems on the fucking next level. Anything you could think that the Belarusians has bought and has a lot of, they have a fuck ton of. Name a number and they have 1,000 of them. It's so fucking ridiculous that it's amazing, you know? Poland will create a new military unit on the border with Belarus. It will be stationed in the town of Sarsna, Belostok, 35 kilometers from Belarus. This was reported by the press service of Polish Ministry of Defense. The new military unit will contain units of the probably Special Forces or no, the Reconnaissance Regiment and Terror Defense Force. Yeah. Special unit on, I think, the Zawodzki Gap, right? Specially designed in smacking some Russian ass. That's what they're gonna be good at. Give you a ride on a dirt bike when you get there? On a dirt bike? You're not in the desert. Why would you ride a dirt bike? Oh, you're talking about the four-wheelers. Right. Alright, my bad. Yeah. No, a dirt bike. Yeah, they might do that. You're talking about four-wheelers. I thought you were talking about something else. I don't know why I said that. My bad. No, the dirt bike. Yeah. Yeah, the four-wheelers? Yeah. Although, I'll be honest. If you're carrying a lot of troops, probably not going to be a dirt bike. The Abrams X? With the new American version? Sure, the thing. Oh, yeah, I've seen pictures of it. Yeah. I'll be honest, I mean, it looks amazing. And it has amazing functionalities. I think Lee was talking about it. Its ability to pick out targets, shoot one target, and then pick out another target while shooting one target, be able to shoot that target while picking another target, be able to shoot that target. Now, one of the things that was really interesting was the factor, you know, how capable it was. I mean, the factor was some of the earlier designs that they tried to make some of the new tanks, they were so heavy that they weren't able to, you know, it wasn't better. I think this one tank has some downsides as it's heavier and it was slower supposedly. I don't know, but yeah, it looks amazing, and I can't wait to see that in service. Also, by the way, they need a fucking upgrade because those Abrams, they haven't been underperforming, but let's be honest, they've been around for a very long time, and I kind of want to see a new battle tank. But they've been having struggles getting the design right. I think that they finally got that Abrams X. Took a poop on the other side. Take this, you Wagner fuck. But meanwhile, you do it right. Can you go? Take this, you Russian fucks. Smell this shit. Literally. Nah. That'd be hilarious. I'd very much. I mean, you would get caught on camera. I'll be honest. If you do it on the border, you know, there's the multiple motion sensor cameras and infrared cameras, so they would be able to see it. But you know, do it anyways. Who cares? Well, probably your officer. Everybody at the camp, everybody else who's gonna see it, you know. I think a lot of people care. Whatever, right? Oh, yeah, that's clever, Ocean. He was just using the toilet. Why are you shitting over there? I'm shitting in the toilet. You know, I'm shitting in the trash, boys. No, but you could piss. You're asking again, gamer, if you wanted to. If you get to the border, you know, and there's nobody watching, take a piss on it. Not on the fence, on the other side. I'd do that. I'd totally do that. I'd invite a Wagner soldier over to take a look and just do it right in front of him. That sounded a bit more gay than I wanted it to, but you get the joke. You get it. You get it. Yeah, so, Belarusian paratroopers have completed training with the participation of Wagner PMC fighter. Belarusian TV1 reported. One TV channel reported, citing information from Belarusian Defense Ministry. Okay. Now, I can't claim this. Now, the guy I'm reading it from is a verified user. Doesn't mean that they're right. It just means that they're verified. Can't really claim this. I'll have to, when there's more of those reports, I mean, we'll have to look into that, right? But supposedly here, now, I can't claim this. Belarusian paratroopers, the guys, you know, that jump out of planes over the thing. The Polish cakes? Alright, yeah. You allowed to? Well, you're not gonna get fat. What's that? Oh, it's that. Oh, yes. I was like, what the fuck is that? It looked like an artillery system coming in. Belarusian paratroopers have completed training with the partition. This is 10 minutes ago, by the way. the participants of Wagner BMC fighters, the Belarusian One channel reported, citing information from the Belarusian defense minister. Paratroopers are the ones those are the guys who jump out the plane. Why would they train paratroopers? They're not going to be able to get any. If you want to jump over a parachute with a parachute while having outdated planes, you better. You complete the training in 1950 gear and 1950 planes, jumping out of an old Antonov plane, right? In Christ, I wouldn't want to be those guys jumping out of that plane in midair, right? Those old ass planes going over a country they don't have air superiority in. In no fucking way are they gonna have air superiority. They're not even gonna have ground superiority. So making a paratrooping drop would be like dropping into a fucking spiked fence. It would be hilarious as well as it would be fucking stupid. Like it would be you're jumping in. It would basically be a criminal just deciding to go to jail. You know. Well, the Dutch cakes. I've never tasted any of the Polish. I've not tasted Polish cakes or Dutch cakes, but I bet that they're very close to each other. You know, Dutch cakes has a tendency to get you very, you know. And Polish cakes has a tendency to just taste good. I've heard. I've never tasted any. I mean, I've heard it. Paratroopers jumping out of a fucking plane. They did it. The Americans did it in World War II, but they had air superiority at that point. You know. Don't know that. We are the toughest army in the world. Jumps out of a fucking paratroops, gets shut down immediately. I mean, that's what's gonna happen. You know it. You fucking know it. That's what's gonna happen. Well, know it. Jumping out of their old 1960 built planes, jumping into a war zone with a enemy they don't have air superiority or ground superiority over. You know? No, that's not happening. There's no fucking way that's happening. There's no fucking way that's happening. The Bhutan? Oh. Yes. I never tasted them, but I've heard there's cakes called the Danish. I think I've tasted one. So you guys call them the Danish. I've never tasted one myself, which is probably weird, considering everything. Why the fuck is there a plane? There's two Super Hercules, like right next to each other. They're probably gonna take off here, but they're in Alaska, right? And they're now right back. You get right in the back of each other. What are they doing? They're like right back at each other. Danish pastry? Oh yeah. Danish pastry. I mean, it's somewhat good. After Peter Obi argued for dialogue and peaceful means of resolving the political crisis in Niger Republic, the Niger Republic coup leader General Chaking has agreed to dialogue with ECOWAS. Japa P. Pit Judgment ECOWAS interventions. What? Don't understand. Big ass truck moving in the background here. The Niger's living in Niger and wants the French out. I think if ECOWAS can come to some kind of solution, diplomatic solution, I think the French could save a lot of lives by just getting out of, just moving their forces out of Niger, which by the way, why the fuck would they even have people in Niger at the first place? It doesn't have any strategic sense. There's no ports in Niger. It's land bound. It doesn't have any sense to have the French in Niger. It's not their colony anymore, so it doesn't have any sense to keep forces in Niger. So you know, move those troops out, and I think we can really, I mean, create a better form of world here. I think that's really all they want. Let's be honest, you know. Have a good night, Desire. Saw last night that a transport from Russia and China landed in Kaliningrad. Really? Was it on Flight Trader? Do you know? Was it on Flight Trader? Sorry, gamer. Now I saw a Russian plane take off from China yesterday, and the same plane took off today as well. We did have, yeah, look at that. I mean, that one's the stop, that one right there. So the funny thing is, yeah, it's this one right here, right, which took off from sorry. From China, right? It would go all the way forward. It went all the way up to Russia. Disappeared, right? Went off. There's the one plane coming in from Kaliningrad there, and that plane we saw come in 2 days ago. And that one as well. Now that one plane right there that we saw, I saw take off from this exact airport right here. Now, if it doesn't look to me, right, what looks to me is that there's multiple kind of transports coming from Syria, coming from all over the fucking place. From Russians, right? Russian planes, Russian transport. I've never seen this many Russian air transport planes take off and be in the air at the same time. They went in Kaliningrad. We haven't seen them go into Kaliningrad in a while, and we haven't seen it on the flight trader for a while. I just want to point out that, what the fuck? The probably B-200. All right. That this plane right here, for example, as well, took off again, and that one right there is also a Russian cargo plane. All of these fucking planes were from Russia, flew over Russia, landed in China or any kind of Middle Eastern country, some kind of Middle Eastern countries, went into Russia and possibly landed in Kaliningrad. So you're right, gamer. I saw it as well, and I've been seeing it for a while. I saw the flight patterns. I saw the airport for Kaliningrad, and I saw they were planned about every 5 to half an hour there was going to be planes landing in Kaliningrad from Moscow, and somewhere even from China. So yeah, you're probably right. I mean, seriously, there's some kind of thing going on, and I've been saying it. Well, I've been saying that the fucking the fucking Chinese, they're lying about not supplying them. They've been doing it for a while. And it's again tomorrow. Moscow, St. Petersburg, St. Petersburg, Moscow, Minsk. There's even one coming from Minsk. There's another one coming from, there's a plane coming from Minsk. There's a plane coming from all over Russia into Kaliningrad. And it's coming every minute, every second. And look at this, for example. Look at this right here. 8:40, 8:45, 9:25, 9:30, 9:45, 9:44, 10:45, 10:45, 10:40, 10:40, 11, 11, 11:30, 11:55, 11:55, 12:10, 12:10, 12:15, 30, blah 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 blah. And either they're flying a shit ton of Chinese-made shit into fucking Kaliningrad, Russia, or you know, they're just doing something else. I mean, I can't explain other things, right? But the factor is, guys, that for some fucking reason, there's planes now as well going back and forth between Moscow and China. Cargo planes coming out of seamlessly nowhere, right? Where have you come from? I wonder where you've come from. Just went off again. You know? Just went off again. Where have you come from? With all these cargo planes that I haven't seen up for a while, all of a sudden it's up. We're seeing maybe things happening in Kaliningrad, and I want to keep an eye on Kaliningrad. The Russian Su-30 jet worth US 62 million crashed in Kaliningrad today. Both pilots were killed. Great job, Russia. Great job. That's the 12th. So it was yesterday. Russian what? Alright, go grab yourself some coffee. Nobody told you to go on. I don't see that plane there, H&M. But I did see that there was one. Oh, that one. I mean, hitting Ukraine is one thing. I mean, it's about maybe 1,000, 2,000 miles out from Ukraine. So, sure, in the direction of Ukraine. I wouldn't say heading for Ukraine or towards, but sure. I mean, I would say it's probably gonna land somewhere near Rowan something, or everybody's outside. I mean, it is heading towards it, you know, but it's about probably about 10,000 miles or something. It's a very long way out. We have an E6 up in California. In California. Oh yeah, would you look at that? We have an E6 heading out towards the... That's interesting. Would you look at that? An E6 heading out towards the Pacific. Would you look at that? Would you look at that beauty? Did it stop transporting? Of course, every time I go on, it stops transporting. Yeah, there you go. Every time. Every time. We know you're there, buddy. We know you're there. Okay? You can't hide from us. Can't hide from us. can't. You cannot hide from us. I will find you. I will fucking find you. No, it's probably gonna come back online eventually, right? Maybe it's doing some kind of drills out there. Or something. Oh, they know I'm watching? Yeah. Like, shit, he's watching. Turn off, turn it off. Fuck. Shit, we can't have him see that. It's gonna blow the whole fucking lid off our operation. What is interesting is that there's an E6, which, by the way, E6 can carry, nukes. Right? Yeah. Pretty sure. They were launched in the during the high time of Soviet Union. So yeah, interesting, right? I mean, that's interesting. A lot of trucks in the area around Donetsk, supposedly doing something. I mean, they've been coming back to back here, some kind of convoy maybe or something. Oh, what the fuck's going on? But something's going on. Eurofighter Typhoon in just outside Israel. British Typhoon just outside Israel. Now, don't get me wrong. I love don't actually know where I was going with that. I was kind of thinking of saying I love something, but yeah. Ugh. The Russian defense ministry stated about opening warning fire on the ship which was heading to the port of Iceman today. This might be what have been you were talking about this earlier, Ocean. The Russian defense ministry statements about opening a warning fire on the ship which was heading to the port of Iceman today has not been confirmed. This report was by the head of the press center of the Southern Protection and Defense Forces, Najila Humanyuk. To date, we have only one thing: a demonstration of aggression. They are trying, but by all means, to signify their dominance in the Black Sea. Allegedly, they are able to stop the ships, Arise Aviation, and nothing will happen to them for this. That did not make any sense, but sure. That sentence right there, Russian defense minister, whatever the fuck it was. Okay. Yeah. See you later, Ocean. See you later. What's really weird... No, there it is. No, don't worry, guys. Is that the same plane? Oh, it is. Look. Why did it decide? So it decided to go out to sea, and then it said, you know what? No. We're going over here. Yep. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go over here for a bit. Check it out. Fly all the way back. Might have been flight 88B fucking up on this one. I don't know, but it appears that the E6 is back over California. There you go, guys. So it's back, and this is probably something else here. Just a unknown, no name, no anything, just over the U.S. there. But sure thing, but sure thing. And now there's like a bunch of planes in over Alaska, a bunch of cargo and tankers. Either something's going on or nothing's going on. I bet my money on nothing. Alright, well, I will be right back. My bad. Hey. Hi. Yeah, oh, shit. Map's turning red. Rick. See you later, gamer. Oh, have a map. It's turning red. We're now tuning in to 1945. Now heading over to sports news by General Affill. Wait, now we're tuning over to 1945. Yes, tuning over to sports news. There's a lot of noise going on. A lot of sirens going on in the background. You know, the Germans are on the other side. Otherwise, it's a pretty sunny day. That was ridiculous. Air raid's turning on in the background. Air sirens. Supposedly some things happening here. Great time to have your cameras break down, buddy. Great time. Did you know that they once took a picture of Dutch Marines, what they carry, you know, what the gear have, and in the picture, they didn't have like spare, or didn't take from anybody else. They took for the people themselves. So the people that was carrying the stuff took out and took off everything, laid it on the ground, lay on there, and then they themselves lay on their backpack or their sleeping bag, completely naked, took a sock covering up the area, right? Why could they not just show the fucking clothes? And why do they have to show them in it? Belarus president orders contacting Poland to address border tensions. Doubt it. Doubt it. Facts. Still, this air raid's going on here in the background. Quite a menacing noise, right? Turkish cargo ship Sukuru Okan on the way to Ukraine was indeed boarded by Russian. Thank you, Wishy. In the neutral waters. So this is why I've been saying it for a while, guys. The Russians are claiming the Black Sea for themselves. Now we have the video here. Now, this, yeah, I can't really. I mean, looking at this, the war front line. I mean, yeah, it is a front. It is seems legitimate enough. I mean, I'll have to keep out for logos maybe to see if we can verify. Right? With multiple stores here. Now that does look like a Russian chopper. Getting extremely close to the pole there. Way too close. The fuck is he doing? Holy shit, he's getting close. Well, a miracle he's not crashing into the fucking thing. The fuck is he doing? Look at it! Well, they're obviously getting Russian. So it was boarded by Russian fat old men that can't climb the stairs by themselves. And apparently searched. Now what seems weird to me is the factor that they're not boarded, they're not bound up. They're told to wait, obviously, for that thing to get away. This is a Turkish ship, and this is in English. Well, probably. That's probably just universal, right? Yeah. What the fuck was he doing? A fucking miracle he didn't crash into the fucking ship. Looks an old Russian Navy ship. What the fuck even is Star Wars? Is this Russian? Is this Russian? I don't know. I mean, it certainly seems so. I mean, the way that motherfucker's flying that plane right there, sorry, not plane, chopper, certainly seems Russian. And that's not NATO gear right here. But probably not from, and these guys don't look like pirates to me, so. This guy right here is then doing signs to the camera. Look at that. Hey! Hey, this is so awesome! Yeah! We just got, yeah! So awesome! He's just relaunching the video, isn't he? He just replayed the same video, didn't they? It's the same fucking video, isn't it? Or is it? No. Yeah. What the fuck? That's really, that's really weird. That is so weird, isn't it? They boarded, then released. I don't know. Is this a tanker? Looks like a tanker. Really weird. Cargo ship. And probably. Why didn't they shoot the helicopter? Probably because it's a commercial ship and they don't have fucking guns, idiot. Russians are claiming the fucking Black Sea, right? The eastern and northern regions are under threat from ballistic missile attack. Ballistic missile attack? The report by the Air Force of Ukrainian Armed Forces, ballistic missile attack. Well, that's not good. Those are big boys. This is not cruise missile. Now we're talking ballistic. It's about to go ballistic. I have to be up at 6. I actually have to be up again in 6 hours. We're living the good life out here, guys. 6 hours from now, I'm supposed to be up again. Who cares? Me? I don't give a fuck. Doesn't matter. I gotta do some kind of army thing. They have to classify me as if I'm good enough to go into the military service. I don't want to go into military service. I got this. I can make more money sitting talking to you guys. No. And eventually I want to move this to doing maybe a little bit more like out in the in you know, the open and doing other stuff. But yeah, you know, like, I don't want to sit here for the rest of my life talking because it does hurt your ass eventually. And I've been sitting a lot these past days. It's not good for me. So I have, of course, been trying to work out, but yeah, I need to move some more. It has been holidays and gotta get back into the grind. I have to do some stuff, not sit so much. Yeah. You take your chances of swimming? Yes. Yeah, then you would definitely die. Hey, trust me. People always think, you know, swimming away from those situations, especially when you're in the Black Sea, might look small on the map, but trust me, swimming from the fucking Black Sea to a shore, you're not. Yeah, trust me, you're not gonna make that. It's I mean, you would have to be pretty insanely good at swimming to make that swim. Why do I do that sometimes? Why do I overanalyze things? I sometimes, when people go or say something, instead of just going, yeah, I analyze it and go, you can't. My bad. Might be a little bit of an overanalyzing kind of thing. My bad. Oh, this is a perfect description of what's going on nowadays. Tell me another conspiracy theory. There's so much more fun than evidence. Yeah. This is the exact thing this media or everybody believes nowadays. It is close, Vaughn. It was close, very close. And it's a Russian pilot. I wouldn't check my chances. Tell me another conspiracy theory. There's so much more fun than evidence. Yeah, I got my brain. It just, whenever I hear something and it's like, yeah, I want to have fun with it, but then my brain just goes, well, you couldn't do that because oh my god, we got a Russian Antonov 124-100 taken off from the United Emirates. United Arab Emirates. Hello? Why in the fuck are you doing that? Huh? What the fuck are you doing that for? Huh? No? Nothing? Alright. What's that? Those are big birds. Now, either United Emirates, Arab Emirates are now helping the Russians. I think there's a lot more people in this world helping the Russians. But in the meanwhile, we got Saudi Arabia going, oh, it's good what the Russians are doing. Right, and then in the meanwhile, they want to hold peace surrenders because we are United Emirates and we can do that. And every time they get in trouble with Iran or any other country, they always go, "Oh my God, can you help me? Like, U.S., could you help me, please? The USA, could you help me? Could you help me? My throat starts hurting, so I really need you to help me. I need you to finance something for me, please." Like every time there's a threat from Iraq, Iran, Yemen, Oman, Qatar, mostly Iran, right? Every time there's something happening from Iran being the ones with the most powerful military in Saudi Arabia, in the Middle East, just believe it or not. Every time something happens, the U.S. always goes. The Saudi Arabia always goes to the U.S. Hey, can you help us? Can you put forces in our country to prevent Iran from doing something? Can you please do that? And then they think they can fuck around with the U.S. Like, they ask for help every time, and then they go, oh, we hate the U.S. every time something happens. Can you come help us? Like, really, the U.S. should just put down some hard line and say, either you drop the price of oil. No, seriously, I don't get why the U.S. doesn't do that. The United Emirates are one of the people who host the most oil in the world. They have a lot of influence in OPEC. Why not just get United Emirates to drop the fucking prices that OPEC put on Europe during the 1960s or 50s, right? They put these sanctions on us, having us to pay a lot more fucking, having us pay a lot more for gas. Like, you guys call it gas, we call it oil because oil is a liquid, not a gas. But we'll get past that. Let's go. Like, seriously, you depend on us. You depend on us not to get attacked by Iran. Either you lower the prices, or we don't help you anymore. It's so fucking. I mean, the U.S. has that advantage over the Saudi Arabia because they could just go, "Oh, you don't want to help us? Okay, fair. We'll just leave your country. We'll still take your oil. You know, pay for your oil because we're one of the biggest. We're also one of the biggest importers of your oil. You know, so we'll of course still pay for your oil, but we just won't go in there." Yeah, you're probably right, DK. Then our politicians wouldn't get rich. No, it's so fucking weird. I mean, if I were the U.S., I'd very much advise towards doing that because that would immediately getting OPEC to drop their prices because right now they're selling barrels, you know, more. Yeah, you guys never think about that. You call it gas. It's a fucking liquid. It's not gas, but it doesn't matter, you know. Gas is... It doesn't matter, guys. It's fine. But yeah, you know... It suddenly seems weird because the U.S. has a lot of influence in the area. Saudi Arabia wants to depend on the U.S. for their protection. If the U.S. and Saudi Arabia is so close to each other and the Saudi Arabia couldn't survive without the U.S. protection... You know, at least the favor they could do is say, you go to OPEC and you tell OPEC, you lower those fucking prices or we'll sanction your fucking government, right? And we'll leave our soldiers from your country. That's a checkmate fucking move right there. Lower the gas prices, you know. Ain't gonna last every time you go. Have you seriously never thought about the factor that you're calling it gas? Even though it's a fucking liquid. Like, I never understood that. Why you guys call it gas? I'm gonna pump some gas. It's a fucking liquid. It's oil. It's diesel. Like, it's... Oh, look at this. This guy here. This is why Ukraine will win. So apparently there was a at the World Rowing Championship, the Ukrainian team boat was flooded. Well, I know that, Spider. I know it's short for gasoline, but people just usually call it gas instead of calling it gasoline. I know it's short for gasoline, but they still call it gas, you know. We don't call it, well, petrol, yeah, but I usually call it, we call it gasoline as well, petrol. We call it gasoline, it's the name of it, and it's obviously short for, but they still call it gas instead of calling it gasoline. It makes sense why they're calling it gas, because you don't want to say gasoline. Let's pump some gasoline, you know, let's pump some gas, you know. It makes sense, you know. So, you know, so there was meters from the finish line. Despite this, they rode the dragon to the end. This Ukrainian team right here. Sorry, that was racist. My bad, guys. I didn't know why I went. I don't know why I made fun of that guy's voice. Sometimes I do that because I think it's. Oh, sorry. I'm gonna get canceled immediately. Anytime. I think this might be.
This is what you see at the IDB
either in Japan, Saudi Arabia. I don't think it's in China.
It is you have to complete the race no matter what. You push on and you fight on to the end. This is true competitive spirit shown to us by the Ukrainian.
They're literally in the fucking. It got flooded, but they kept fucking going. You know how fucking tough that is.
The safety crews on standby, but
maybe they throw that guy off. They wouldn't fucking sink.
The Ukrainian team don't need them as they are fighting towards the line.
Yeah, there is a boat which is underneath the fucking water. It got flooded. I don't even. I think they're scraping the bottom. I think it's what they're doing. I don't know how the fuck they're staying afloat. Maybe it's because it's shaped like that, right?
Everybody cheering them
amazing
now as
right
the
there.
Ukrainians are pushing towards the finish line. The Ukrainians following a secret line underwater. No one knows about this line, but they're taking it to the finish line as the Ukrainians are pushing towards the line. Almost at the finish line now. It's the last 20 meters for the Ukrainians
Maybe the
as they
USA
are
was
pushing.
cheering
They've
them
got the
on,
crowd
kind
on
of
their
fucking
feet. Everybody cheering them
legendaries.
on as the Ukrainians at the 16th
Mars
Bodybuilding
burning,
World
you know, it's
Dragon
one
Boat
thing
Championships
paddling
finishes the race.
on
The
top of water, it's
2,000
another
meter
thing
race
paddling while
for
your
the
boat is
Ukrainians,
underwater.
and they finish the race with a sunken boat. Nothing can stop this Ukrainian team, and the crowd goes wild for the Ukrainian team, crossing them. Great effort by the Ukrainian team, showing us how you finish a race, no matter what. This is true Dragon Boat
How do you sink
spirit.
it
All
in
the
the
teams
first
supporting
place?
them here.
I don't get it. Those boats look very
นี่ไง
unstable.
ฮะ
How they finish?
Top
I mean,
top.
that boat right there. It must have been scraping the bottom, pulling themselves along on the fucking bottom. That's ridiculous.
เอาละครับ
Did they, or
ครับ
was it
โอเค
some-
ครับหัวใจนักสู้ยู
Was
เครน
it
ครับ
somehow magically floating while
20
being
ฝีพาย
completely
นี่ครั
full
บ
of water?
ถึง
That's
แม้
impressive.
เรือจะจมไปทั้งลำครับเหลือแค่หัวกระหางมังกรครับ แต่ยังคงพายไม่หยุดครับท่านผู้ชมครับนี่คือเสียงเชียร์เสียงโห
That's quite awesome, guys. Well fucking done. The team spirit of the Ukrainians. The Ukrainians fight on to the end, despite it being a war or a fucking paddle competition. They still do it. That cool catches fire. Ugh. 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 No, that's just oh my god. Yeah, as Americans, right? Can I just ask, why does veterans not have free health care? You fought for your country. Now, what I don't get is that why does veterans not have free health care? Or dedicated doctors, or yeah, why don't they have fucking free healthcare? At least the veterans should have free healthcare. I mean, you put them in a war zone, they got hurt because you, that leader, is in a war zone, but you still don't want to give them free healthcare? They probably got some kind of aid package, right, or some kind of systems, right? Oh my god, don't get me started on that. All right, I won't. That's probably like, is that a sensitive point for you? Because I bet it is, right? But I just read a story about a veteran. I can't show the pictures on YouTube, but they do. They go to the VA. Oh, do they? Well, is that? Well, Spidey, isn't that only when they're still in the military? If they're retired. But isn't that only if they're in the military they go to the VA, or is it also when they're out of the military, if they're retired, or if they're, you know, retired from duty, active duty, is they do have a specific hospital. All right. Do they pay for it? Free housing for life? Yeah, well, I feel like the whole free housing thing is a hard line, but I feel like they should have affordable houses for the army pension that they're getting. It's what I'm saying. Now, army pensions are low. You get your army pension, right? And that pension should be enough to pay off for your house. That's what it certainly should be, you know. It is forever. All right. But the VA, what kind of services do they provide? Do they provide surgeries? I mean, if you, let's say you got some kind of old injury, and that old injury starts acting up, they realize you need surgery. Is that surgery covered over the VA, or do you have to go to the hospital for that, and then you have to pay? Is there any point in where the VA can't do all, or is it everything? Do they just cover everything? I did think it sounded kind of weird if they didn't have completely free healthcare. Obviously, during the battle time, they have free healthcare, right? If they're in a foreign country and they're doing the army and they get hurt in the battle, they obviously get free healthcare. That's one thing, right? But it's just been outside of that. Oh, so they're covered for everything, but they get treated badly. All right, I just read a story about how one soldier went to the hospital, was told to wait, and then he got his foot amputated because they didn't. He was a veteran, they didn't treat him. So that VA. So what the real problem is that the VA isn't a very great functional system. It just doesn't function that well. That's the problem. You know, back in time, 1950, right? I think the whole housing price was that you could live in a house that would cost you, set you back $15,000. And that house you would have rent would be, for a year, would be $800. 1950s. And then, no, that was, I think $1,000 for rent a year. And food would set you back $100, and that would, to feed a family of 4, that would set you back $800 a year, which is nothing. Low taxation to the houses, rent was nothing. I mean, I'm just saying, it's really compared to how people say that there was an American dreams back in the 1950s, and people went, oh, that's not, you know, when was there ever an American dream? You lived in the U.S. in the 1950s. Yeah, there was a lot of crime, but trust me, housing prices were low, and one man could go to work, and this is gonna, you know, this is a weird thing to say because it's been so long, but I'm an average supporter of the factor that women are now in the workforce. Now it's not saying it like that, you know, comes out wrong. Obviously, everybody nowadays is in a full agreement that that's something that should have existed a long time ago, right? But to point this out, in the 1950s, a man could have a job and feed his whole family, live in a house, have 2 cars. Yeah, I mean, that's on one income. You know, and nowadays, you got 2 parents working full-time jobs, just barely scraping it together. Right? I mean, that's just reality of it. Right? I mean, I'm just saying. Wasn't the U.S. one of the people who had that tradition of like having housewives? Isn't the U.S. one of the only countries still to have that sort of tradition, that housewives and stuff like that? Or am I wrong? No. I'm gonna come off very sexist here. I feel like somebody can be outside, listen to me talk, they were like, what is this guy, 50? No. I just, I'm trying to learn about, you know, we got Air Force 2. Let's switch topics here. We got Air Force 2 in Hawaii, guys. We got Air Force 2 in Hawaii. Or just outside the capital, capital. The state capital. Wow. Capital? Capital? Could you say capital? Nah, I mean state capital. Yeah, island, whatever. Yeah, we got Air Force 2. Look at that. So that one right there is Air Force 2, and look at that. It's right there. Just outside Hawaii here. Probably went to visit victims and all that. You used to until the blue-haired people got involved, lol. Until the blue-haired people. Oh, Well, I mean, isn't it still up to choice? You know, if anybody really wants to do anything nowadays, you really just gotta let them, because I feel like anybody wants to do something, they want to do something nowadays, they want to do anything nowadays. You know, I say go for it, because life is about doing the thing you want to do. You know, and it really is. Do what you want to do, right? That's what the point. Liberals. Maybe I should have brought this topic up, but it's about I feel like a lot of Americans nowadays, they're very sensitive when it comes to the topic of really anything when it comes to politicians nowadays, because man, they are not doing a great job in the US. They are not doing a great job. I'm sure that there are still great politicians left inside the US, but they just are not explicitly heard, or even in power, or you know, some of them who still serve the interest of the people. Now, it's very rare, but there has to be at least one of them who's still serving the interest of the people, right? You Americans, you're very passionate about your politics. Let's put it like that. Very passionate people, you know. We want to come between an American and freedom. That's for sure. Shit. Fuck. I was about to drop. Okay. We're good. One second, guys. I realize it's just a game they're playing. I really we could probably count. Was it confused and play along? Yeah, because how can an American person have any opinion about what goes on in their country? That's ridiculous. Have an opinion about what's going on in your own country? That's ridiculous. Go to sleep. See you later, Divvy. Have a good one. Have a good one. Smack. Now, guys, I'm gonna leave the stream up for you guys overnight, and I will be having to leave you guys because I have to get to bed a bit earlier today because I have stuff that I need to get up to tomorrow pretty early. But I'll leave the stream up for you guys overnight, and come back tomorrow, and we will turn it off, and you guys will have to see that. So yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow again. So, yeah.